So if you're like me and you care about sports as much as a kid cares about having a job, then you did not watch the Super Bowl, just as I didn't, and that means you might not have seen the new Flash trailer. So that's why we're here today, to watch it together. So I'm really excited for this trailer. I've been waiting for it to drop for a while now, I guess. I love the Flashpoint, right, comics. Like, I've read it a couple times, read some off stories of it. I watched the animated movie.
Remember when you were making out with your first girlfriend and you came right as she touched your leg? It was me, Barry. I jerked you off at super speed so it'd seem like you nutted at just a woman's touch.
So evidently James Gunn says it's the best superhero movie he's seen. So some of you might really like James Gunn and care about his opinion, and some of you might think that his whole DCU revamp is about as stupid as the time that Superman said he would try and move the world out of the way.
Maybe I could move the Earth out of the way. If we had a week, I couldn't list all the reasons that won't work.
So anyway, let's just go ahead and watch this trailer. Afterwards, we'll chill, talk about the trailer, talk about Flashpoint, talk about, Michael Keaton and Ezra Miller as the Flash. New statistics, actually, you're now more likely to be attacked by Ezra Miller than you are to be attacked by a shark. So let me know down below if you are Team Marvel or DC. The correct answer, by the way, is DC.
Tell me something. You can go anywhere. Another timeline. Another universe. So why do you want to stay and fight to save this one?
Because this is the world where my mom lives. I'm not gonna lose her again. Time has a pattern that it can't help reliving. Different people,
His suit looks so much better.
drawn to each other like magnets. It's my face. You stole my face.
If you were to go into the past, you have no idea what the consequences can be.
Bruce, I could fix things.
You could also destroy everything.
This can't be happening. I completely broke the universe.
Zod, we've been waiting for you.
I created a world with no metahumans. And now there's no one to defend us.
Want some help?
There it is.
You are?
Yeah. I'm Batman.
If I can't undo what I did, if I can't get back, there might not be a future. What's the play? Batman, what do we do?
We try not to die.
It's not Clark.
My name is Kara.
I'm Barry. We're Barry. Barry, what are you doing? Our kids are gonna want to see this.
Well, that was like a lot to take in, to be honest. I feel like there was so much in there, and it completely just threw me off because it was so much different, or at least from just the outside, it looks so much different than the actual Flashpoint comic. Like, so if you don't know what that is, basically Barry just kind of goes back in time and tries to save his mom, which then causes this whole, like, butterfly effect, whatever, and completely changes the future. And in that future is some really, really cool stuff. And I was wondering how they were going to do it with Michael Keaton, because I don't want to like spoil anything, but it didn't really make sense him coming back as Batman with what happens in the comics. So we do see him in there, and he does have the yellow symbol. It's not the red one. If you know, you know. And one of my questions was going to be, is he actually playing Batman, or is he playing, okay, spoilers here, like mute it real quick, Thomas Wayne? Because it didn't really make sense, right, if he's gonna play Thomas, because I was like, that'd be like saying they're making a Batman Beyond movie and Christian Bale is gonna play Terry McGinnis, right? Like, didn't quite make sense to me. So it does look like that he's like actually like the Batman in his own timeline with the yellow suit and everything. Hopefully, you know, he can finally move his neck a little bit. But speaking of suits, Barry's outfit looks like leaps and bounds better than it did in the Justice League movie. It basically looked like he was wearing like the armored batsuit version of Flash's costume, and I didn't really care for that one this much, but this one looks super sick, way more accurate to what he actually looks like, and I really like that. We got introduced to some characters, you know, I saw Michael Keaton in there, we saw Ben Affleck in there. I know that General Zod, yeah, he's in there, we saw that. And then there's also Kara. I did not expect to see Kara in there, so that's pretty cool that she's going to be in there, which I guess actually makes sense because that was one of the movies that James Gunn talked about in the upcoming DC slate, was like a Supergirl movie, I believe. But this storyline definitely does seem a lot different than Flashpoint. Like, I can't stress how much this feels, you know, it's got the same premise, but it definitely feels insanely different than the comics. Like, a bunch of different characters that weren't in the comics. Obviously, they're trying to do like a multiverse thing, kind of like with the Spider-Mans. It's cool to see the different Batmans, but unless like Christian Bale's in there, I don't know. Like, and even Kevin Conroy, like, rest in peace. Like, unfortunately, unless he filmed before, Michael Keaton's not really my Batman, so I'm not super excited for it, I guess. Don't know how I feel about Ezra Miller as a Flash, you know, Never really liked him as Barry Allen, to be honest. It didn't quite fit. I don't know, maybe that's just my personal take, but I didn't really care for the way he portrayed him, or the way that maybe it was just the writing, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm like excited to see this. I've been waiting on this movie for like so long. I know they've had so many like delays and all that with this, so it's cool that it's finally coming out and it didn't just get like axed, kind of like the was a Batgirl show or movie, even though they like already filmed it. It'll be cool seeing a little bit of different take on it and all that, but at the same time, like, I also just love original storylines and I don't mind seeing it adapted the way it is, right? Like, the Flashpoint is so huge. It's a huge staple, especially when it comes to Batman's Flashline and what happens with those dynamics. It's so great that I'm sad if they don't do it. Like, I just want to see that. It's such a good story already, and just the dynamic of what happens with Bruce and his family is just like, it's unfathomable, right? Like, literally the end of that makes me want to cry. I kind of just want to see it adapted, and that's why you have the animated movie. So if you want to see very good portrayals of comic books into movies, watch the DC animated movies. They're like great. But you know, I would like to see a live action one too. You know, it's just, it would be nice to see a faithful adaptation once in a while from, you know, source material, instead of everyone trying to put their own spin on it. I get creativity and maybe some people don't like the same shit, but I'm pretty sure if we took a vote, people would like consistency to the comics. But for once, I would just like to see a faithful adaptation of something in Hollywood, you know, instead of all this crap. But yeah, that's all I got, really, to be honest. Let me know who your favorite DC character is, and with that, I will see you guys next time.